the real killer.
Is you were also thinking of Shoma when it could be anyone was revealed. Mm-hmm.
You! Shoma Genzaki!
What are you talking about, Takumi? Have you forgotten that I was a victim too? I was stabbed!
Stop running your mouth, and just watch as I expose every last detail of your criminal wrongdoings from start to finish.
Is this our denouement? Is this our class trial summary? I'll tell you what happened in chronological order. Let's start with Kako. Her estimated time of death is between 1 and 4 a.m. on day 27. You met up with her before that, on day 26, to tell her to come to the gym during that period of time. So she showed up at the gym as asked, where you made up some reason for her to swallow that thing.
That thing?
Potassium cyanide?
Thing.
BMX?
I don't...
I'm talking about TTX. Tetrodotoxin.
Well, that's how you say it. It's extremely poisonous. Ingesting just 1 to 2 milligrams is fatal. That's how you poisoned Kako to death. After poisoning Kako, you put the bottle of TTX into her right hand. Then you blocked the gym door using a mop as a latch, thinking you could make her death seem like suicide with all that nonsense. Once that was done, you climbed down the ladder at the corner of the stage into the escape pod storeroom. You already knew that shaft was there, because you'd seen Ima and Kako going into the trap door before. You did your homework and went down to check out the storeroom as well before carrying out your plan. That's why you also knew about the ventilation shaft, and you used that vent to return to the school building. That's the main reason causing me to single you out as the culprit. The main reason?
Anyone could have used the ventilation shaft to get back into the school. You can't...
You're the only one who could fit.
I can. Because of how the shaft bends in a zigzag shape and extends towards the school building.
The bends are extremely narrow. Only someone with a body the size of a small child could have gone through those bends. In other words, the only one who could have gone through those narrow bends is you, Shoma. You can't say that for sure. A girl who was flexible enough could have passed through as well, right? No, it's physically impossible. Anyway, there was something left behind in the ventilation shaft. That's what's gonna serve as irrefutable proof of your guilt.
Irrefutable proof?
Red underwear.
Let's see this.
Green cloth.
Here it is. This square piece of inch-wide green cloth.
Out of all of us, only Kurata, Takemaru, and Shoma wear something green on them. But Kurata's tomato mask isn't made of cloth, so this scrap can't be hers. The shade of green on Takemaru's jacket is less vibrant than the scrap, too. Shoma, turn around. Why? Just do it. I just checked. Part of Shoma's backpack has been torn. The torn part perfectly matches this cloth scrap. Indeed, I too witnessed it and have concluded they are a perfect match. You couldn't have passed through the narrow bends of that shaft while still wearing your backpack, but you couldn't leave it in the shaft either. So you tied the shoulder straps to your feet and pulled it along as you climbed up. That's how the backpack got caught on a sharp edge protruding out of the inner wall of the shaft. This cloth scrap got torn off because of that. No. This is fake evidence planted by the real culprit. Someone's trying to frame me. If that was the case, why would that someone stab you? That one act would completely divert all suspicion away from you. Now, this next part is all just conjecture. Grandma is so smart. My theory is so out there. Shoma, you were actually intending to kill Ima as well, weren't you? That plan went awry when Kako showed up to the gym alone. So you had no choice but to kill only her. But that made things difficult for you because Ima knew about the storeroom as well. What's more, he also knew about the ventilation shaft. If he told anybody about the shaft, this would no longer be a locked room case. And if we pursued the case as a murder, we would eventually close in on you. So you wanted to kill Ima afterward. But it was almost dawn by the time you crawled out from the ventilation shaft. That left you with no time to do anything about Ima. So you panicked and started thinking about ways to remove yourself from the suspect list. That's how you ended up deciding to kill yourself. If you could make everyone think you had been mutilated by the culprit, we would never even dream of suspecting you. You're being ridiculous. This is way too bold a plan for someone like me.
Who would dare kill themselves just to make it seem like they were innocent? What's the point of being seen as innocent if you're dead?
There's the Revive-O-Matic.
Of course. Actually dying was never part of your plan.
In fact, you were absolutely confident you wouldn't die because we have the Revive-O-Matic in the infirmary. But for that to work, you had to die in a way that allowed us to find your body quickly. After all, we wouldn't be able to revive you if too much time had passed. That's why you screamed, right? And right after the morning announcement so that everyone could hear you. And you stabbed yourself all over and temporarily ended your own life. I can't believe I'm listening to this. Please be realistic. No one in their right mind would willingly stab themselves that many times.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Gammafield.
We're not...
No, it is possible.
If you injected yourself with a powerful anesthetic like Gammafield. Remember what Yugamu said? At the proper dilution, this substance can numb the body's pain and emotional receptors without causing loss of consciousness. Yep, and I still stand by that. It does make sense. So you're trying to say that I used that drug to do the deed, right? But where would I even find a drug like that? The biolab that has several vials missing? You probably stole it from somewhere.
Stole it from where?
Biolab.
From the
biolab. That room isn't locked and everyone has access to the shelves. Getting the drug from there wouldn't have been a problem for you. Alright. Assuming that I did inject myself with that anesthetic.
How did I get rid of the hypodermic needle afterwards? When you found me at the back of the building, was there anything like that on me? There wasn't, right?
Hide it in your wounds? My first instinct is hide it in your wounds. That's right. There was no needle or syringe on me. Do you know why? Because I never injected myself with this gamma-filled stuff. Huh? Wait, what did I get wrong? We didn't answer the question. Talk to me. Give me a minute. I need to rethink this. What are you trying to do here?
How did I get rid of the
Swallowing is an
hypodermic
option.
needle afterwards? When you...
No. Okay, I'm gonna go with my initial instinct of hiding it in the
swallowed
wounds.
the needle.
You've always been a glutton. Are you insane? It's fine.
How did I get rid of the hypodermic needle afterward?
Okay, well, threw it away. We never found the
You hid
needle,
the
though.
needle.
I should have probably read that. You hid the needle inside your body. You pushed it deeply into one of the wounds made with the knife. That means the whole syringe should still be in my body. Yes, you must be in a lot of pain. I'm not in any pain. Under a rock? I actually don't know. I'm not connecting the dots here.
How did I get rid of the hypodermic needle after?
You must have tossed it somewhere far away when you were done with it.
Yeah, Takumi, tell us where he threw it. What about the knife? Where did the knife I used to stab myself disappear to? You tossed that far away as well, just like you did with the syringe. Did anyone find any of those things at the scene? No. But nobody searched the area nearby on day 27, the day of the incident. You could have collected those items the next day on day 28 after you woke up. But still, you're just guessing at this point. You got no real proof. No proof that I threw the knife away after stabbing myself. I do have proof. It's not with me right now, but I did find something. There was something some 30 feet away from where we found you.
What was it?
Champagne!
What did you find?
Bloodstain.
I saw bloodstains. Just a little patch on the corner of a rock.
In a place where blood from your injuries couldn't have reached. Those stains prove that the bloodied knife had been thrown over there. That's enough already. Doesn't matter what you're trying to say because you have no solid proof.
The green cloth was the only piece of substantial evidence you managed to produce. Anyone
Bluff.
could have left that behind to...
It's time you stopped playing dumb, Shoma.
I do actually have another piece of conclusive evidence. What? The bottle of TTX Kako was holding. Your fingerprints were on it.
That can't be. It can't be. It just can't. It can't!
Why can't it?
My fingerprints can't be on that bottle. I was wearing gloves when I...
You fell for it.
No! That was just a slip of the tongue.
You just incriminated yourself.
I mean, it was just... Anyway, I'm not...
Give it up, Shoma. I'll say it again. The person who killed Kako by making her drink TTX. It was none other than you! Shoma Genzake!
That accusation was very theatrical on Takumi's part. Too pro. I didn't know where he threw the syringe. Takumi, you got a few things wrong, but for the most part, you were correct. It was me. I killed Kako. Ima, you promised! Back off, Ima, you promised. So, which parts did I get wrong? The entire premise. To begin with, I did not kill her of my own volition. It was ordered to do so by a certain someone. Let's call this person X for now. Stop trying to make excuses for yourself. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me.
Oh.
Tell us about this order you received.
Uh,
Just before dawn on day 26, I woke up to someone tapping my cheek. When I opened my eyes, X was there, right in front of me.
Huh?
You didn't lock the door? I did. I think X was already hiding inside before I came in. Under the bed or something. Yeah, someone's done that in the past. What did X say? X said,
I killed Gaku and intend to make you my next target. But I'll let you off if you follow my instructions. If you go against me or tell the others about my existence, I'll blow up the bomb inside your body immediately. Yes, the bomb planted in all of your bodies by that robot known as Seaway.
just who was this X person?
Uh,
I don't know. They were wearing a long black poncho. They wore a mask over their face and used a voice changer to hide their real voice. That sounds like the fake stabber you made up to fool us. I mean, it's true I wasn't stabbed by a person of that description, but that person definitely exists. What happened after that? I followed X's instructions. I didn't want to be killed the way Gaku had been. X came up with the entire plan. They told me about the ladder shaft, escape pod hangar, and ventilation shaft. The tetra... They said it out loud and I still don't know how to say it. The tetrodotoxin. It was X who obtained that bottle of TTX too. After that, I simply asked Kako to meet inside the script X had prepared. What did the script say? To speak to her on the afternoon of day 26. Kako, I know about the storeroom with the escape pod too. I did some research in the library and found a way to open the cockpit and launch the pod into space. So, would you like to escape from this academy together with me and Ima? If so, come with Ima to the gym tonight at 2 a.m. The plan was to kill not just Kako, but Ima as well, because they were the only other people who knew about the storeroom. Killing them both at the same time in a locked room would make their death seem like suicide. But only Kako showed up at the gym at the specified time, 2 a.m. Why? Kako said this. I haven't told my dear brother what you told me yet. First, I need to verify whether your information is authentic or not. If it's true, then we set off tomorrow. But keep it a secret from my dear brother, alright? I want to surprise him. I hesitated to execute the plan because she had shown up alone. But X told me.
If you chicken out and do nothing, I'll still blow you up.
So I passed Kako a water bottle mixed with TTX. Oh. Takumi more or less covered what happened after that until I returned to the school building. Except I had not foreseen that my backpack would get torn along the way. After returning to the first floor of the school building, I was at a loss because I didn't know what I was supposed to do about Ima. It was going to be difficult to kill him because the sun had already risen by then. Suddenly, X appeared again.
Ima probably knows about the ventilation shaft. If he spills the beans, they'll all know Kako didn't die in a locked room. They'll start investigating the case as a murder instead of assuming it was a suicide. The morning announcement will be playing soon. You won't make it back to the roof in time. Somebody will realize you were out and about before dawn. But rest assured, For if you do as I say, you'll never even make it to the suspect list.
That's why you went to the back of the building and... Yeah, I had been left with no other choice. But I was hesitant right up until the moment I injected myself with the gamma fill. Once I did that, it was as if my sense of fear completely evaporated. Oh, X gave me the gamma fill as well, along with a knife and a syringe. I'm pretty sure X must have been the one to collect the knife and syringe that I dropped after I did the deed. Because I know I definitely didn't retrieve them. The story thus told, Choma slumped his shoulders and bowed his head deeply. The silence that followed stretched on until Hideko finally spoke up. I just have one last question, Choma. Do the words back or heart ring any bells? Back? Heart? No, I have no idea. Thank you. Your reaction was the answer I needed. I guess that's that. Takumi? Yeah, X must have done it, if Choma wasn't involved in that particular affair. Everybody was looking at us in confusion, probably because nobody knew that someone had stolen the hearts from the dead bodies. Then Choma started trembling like a leaf as if he suddenly remembered something. Oh no, that's it. I've been gone for. I told you about X. The bomb inside me is gonna blow up now. Uh-oh. Nothing's happening. Did this X person lie to you? I think they must have. An amateur can't possibly make a detonator for the bomb in our bodies. Only someone with my level of skill and experience. So Mr. Ginsaki won't be executed. Then I'll do it myself. I'll kill you. I'll tear you limb from limb. Uh-oh. Ima let out a guttural roar and charged towards Shoma so quickly, nobody had time to react. He shoved Shoma to the ground, clambered on top of him, and started strangling him so hard it almost seemed like he might rip his head off.
Go to hell!
And no one's stopping him?
Ima, no!
I ran over in a panic and pulled Ima off. Shoma had fainted and was frothing at his mouth. Yugamu darted over and conducted a quick check.
He's fine. Just passed out.
Damn it! Damn it! Dear sister! My dear sister! My dear sister!
After that heartbreaking outburst, Ima simply collapsed on the spot. Nozomi and Tsubasa rushed over and started comforting him. Everybody else was at a loss, simply staring quietly at Ima as they stood rooted to the floor. To the spot, rather. The sound of Ima's pained wails echoed coldly and endlessly through the walls of the building. Aww. We moved the unconscious Shoma into the cage in the courtyard and made sure it was properly locked. Once that was done, I shoved the key deep inside my pocket. Everybody returned to their rooms without saying another word. I soon found myself completely alone. Looking up at the night sky, I thought about what had happened. Kako's case had been solved, but that didn't mean it was all over. Someone out there killed Gaku and instructed Shoma to kill Kako. This was likely the same person who had been stealing hearts from the bodies in the morgue. X, the real mastermind behind this entire string of events. I had to find out who this person was by hook or by crook, and I would, no matter what I did. I clenched my fists tightly. I would let nothing shake me from this firm resolve. Day 51.
Wake up! Something's happened!
Oh no, what happened? Upon hearing that loud cry, I dashed out of my room. Did Shoma die? That's the only thing I can think of. What happened? What's going on? I was up early, so I went to check on Shoma, and Shoma, what happened to him? Just come with me, quickly. We all knew where we were going. Everybody made a mad dash for the courtyard together. We ran through the second floor hallway and burst into the courtyard, then ran towards the cage without stopping. There we saw... Deja vu!
Shoma!
Dong, 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 dong. A body has been discovered! Yushka grabbed the gate and tried to open it. I have a key, y'all.
It is still locked and will not budge.
Wait a minute, I have the key!
Doesn't Takumi have the key?
Hold on, I'll unlock it now.
Well, this doesn't bode well for us. I dug the key out of my pocket and slotted it into the keyhole. Once the gate was unlocked, I opened it and went inside. I immediately ran to Shoma and touched his neck, checking for a pulse. At that moment, something felt a little off.
It's wet.
What?
I touched his clothes and they were wet as well.
Well, is he alive or not?
I already checked that. As you can clearly see, he's already...
Maybe we can still revive him if we bring him to the infirmary like last time.
Since I had touched the body, I knew already that too much time had passed. But I decided to go along with it anyway.
Yeah, we should try that.
Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 51, between 2 and 5 a.m. Multiple stab wounds on the chest and abdomen. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade about 8 inches long. Too much time has passed since death. Inefficient cryptoglobin present in body. Impossible to revive. After everyone had a chance to view the monitor, the mood in the room became heavier. What the hell's going on? How'd the killer get to Shoma when the cage was locked? Takumi, did you lock your door last night? Yeah, I did, so nobody could have stolen the key from me while I was sleeping. And I know I'm repeating myself, but that key is unique. It cannot be copied. Well, that narrows down the list of possible suspects to just Takumi, right? Don't you ever get tired of mindlessly repeating the same thing?
Hey!
Aren't we overlooking the other possibility that he stabbed himself like before? This time in a way that would be impossible for us to revive him? I can't think of any other reason why he'd wind up dead in a locked cage in the middle of the night. Well then, who supplied him with the knife? It had to be X, right? If it was X, they would have passed him some Gamma-Fill and a syringe. Yeah, ain't no one strong enough to keep mutilating yourself like that without being drugged the hell out of their mind. He could have used one of the bottles that had been stolen previously. We moved Shoma's remains to the morgue. Oh my gosh, there's 4 bodies in here now! There were now 4 bodies lying on tables there, and we still have 49 days before the escape pod goes away. At Ima's request, we made sure that Kako and Shoma's bodies were not placed next to each other. Ima walked to Shoma's dead body and stared at it for a long time. Then he said, You got what you deserve. After that, we investigated the courtyard together. Despite combing over every inch of the area, we found no trace of a knife or a syringe. The only thing we found was... a balloon? It was lying on the floor near Shoma's cage. Although I couldn't immediately figure out if it was related to the case, I decided to stuff it into my pocket, just in case. At this rate, I think everybody's gonna die. We're 4 down, 11 to go. Well, 12 to go if you count Eva. Soon the last rays of sunlight disappeared into the horizon and the darkness of night took over. It was already way past dinner time. Seeing that none of us had an appetite after all that, we skipped the cafeteria and gathered at the rec room instead. Why the rec room? This makes it 3 people who have lost their lives because of X. We don't know for sure if X had anything to do with Shoma's case yet.
Of course they did. We'd all be in serious trouble if it wasn't X. Because that would mean there are 2 killers of X's caliber running around free. So who do you think X might be?
Everyone fell silent. This was the question I was dreading the most. And it seemed like the others felt the same. Ever since Shoma shared his side of the story last night, we'd all been avoiding that particular issue. But it was time to face reality. I steeled myself and turned to Tsubasa.
Ah.
Tsubasa, do you still have the organic life detection device? Yeah?
Oh.
12. The exact same number as the people present here.
Oh.
That means somebody among us is X. No, wait. It could have been someone who came in at midnight and left the school before the sun came up. Sadly, that's not possible. This device comes with a history log. At 4 a.m. last night, the number changed from 13 to 12 and stayed there. Aha, so Sir Shoma was murdered at 4 a.m. last night. Huh? Yeah? Miss Magadori, we are discussing something more important here. The number reduced by 1 when Shoma lost his life, but after that it neither went up or down. Proving that nobody came into the school or left it, right? Yes.
Thing is, we're all screwed if we don't do something. X threatened to kill us all in that message, and they're doing just that. The more we put this off, the more people will be dropping dead one by one.
Well, I agree with the part about doing something, at least.
Hey, Takumi, you're the leader. Come up with something.
Maybe? How about we make it compulsory to move around in groups of at least 3 during the day?
Huh? Didn't someone mention before that 3 is a risky number?
That was because your 2 other teammates could be working together. But the situation has changed. According to Shoma, X is just 1 person. That's right, so a group of 3 should be fine. What about at night? Feels like that's the main thing. So far, all of them were taken out at night. Yeah, between like 1 and 5. Yay, more death! Oh boy. Then we should fade out. Does the audience get to know? ... Slumber party! Done and done. Are we all gonna be sleeping here from now on?
How bland and boring. Getting evacuation center vibes here.
Would you prefer bland and boring or dead in a ditch? We've used curtains to divide the area up into rooms, so everyone will have some semblance of privacy.
Is this really gonna work? What if the killer strikes while we're all sleeping? In fact, that's why we're avoiding sleeping in one spot until now, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking of having a sentry system. 3 people will be on watch at all times. We'll also rotate 1 person out every hour.
And if anything happens, just shout.
That's reassuring. Now I can get a good night's rest. My skin'll thank me. Looks like we've agreed. Looks like we're agreed then. This arrangement should stop X from causing further harm. We should be safe for a while. Now we just had to continue our investigation and expose X's identity before they tried anything else. There was just one other thing that was bothering me. Shoma was killed today. I saw his body with my own eyes, which meant... Which meant what? Does the audience get to know? Day 75. Whoa, we skipped a whole 25 days. Well, 24, 23, something, I don't know. I woke up at the sound of the morning announcement. The first thought to cross my mind at that time was, not again, along with a sense of resignation. Looking up at the unfamiliar ceiling, it took a few seconds to realize I was in the gym. I stood up from my makeshift bed, pulled open the curtain divider, and stepped outside. Takumi, did I pass out for 2 weeks? Again? I need a doctor. He awakens. I ain't want to sweat the small stuff, but you gave us a real scare this time. You were out for a whole 23 days. Literally sleeping more often than I am awake in this timeline.
Is that a new record?
It's a new record.
Oh.
Oh, for the love of murder. I turned slowly to look at everyone, then said, everyone's safe. Thanks to your last words. My last words?
For us to move in groups during the day and sleep together at night. Remember? Those were the instructions you gave us on day 51.
We've been able to survive all this time because of them. X hasn't had an opportunity to strike. That also means X is still... Yes, we still don't know who they are. If we did, we would have thrown them in the cage and tossed away the key already. Now that I got a better look at them, saw signs of fatigue on everyone's faces. X is among us. I'll be killed if I walk around with only one other person. They've all had to spend the last 23 days under the crushing weight of such thoughts. It's no wonder their mental fatigue was starting to show physically. Oh, right, there's something you need to know. What is it? About 10 days ago, we met the boy with the undying flames. He showed himself?
Yeah.
Well, he was feeling very unwell, but said he just had to tell us something.
Huh?
And what was that? I recently found out there's something called a distress signal transmitter somewhere in this school. It was put here in the event all but one member of Team 1 dying. Only Team 1 though, because the two teams joining together had not been anticipated. The people on the satellite did not think Team 2 would ever come here. At any rate, no matter how strong they were, a single fighter wouldn't be able to win this war on their own. Instead, that survivor would be extracted and put on standby while the people in charge put together a fresh team for a new attempt. Once the correct series of codes had been entered into the transmitter, it would, well, transmit a distress signal. Am I about to breach a locked timeline? I do not have such information. Once the artificial satellite received it, they would send a rescue craft to the school. The survivor would get on board and be taken back to the satellite. That's supposed to be the sequence of events. Also, the rescue craft does not have a capacity restriction. That means people from both Teams 1 and 2 can board with no issue. The second to last academy does not have a transmitter of its own, so bringing the team over here was definitely the right move. Unfortunately, I do not know where that transmitter is located. Still, it seemed to me like this information could be of some use to you. That is why I came here to tell you about it. A distress signal transmitter? I've never seen or heard of such a thing before. Same here. After hearing that, we split up into groups to search for the transmitter, but
We still haven't found it.
it doesn't matter. We'd have to put the transmitter on the back burner for now. Finding the identity of X was our top priority. X was most likely the one who killed Shoma. Or they could have ordered someone else to do it like they did for Kako. At any rate, X was absolutely involved in Shoma's murder. As long as we could figure out who killed Shoma, we'd find out who X is. Alright. I clenched my fist tightly. Hiko, Tsubasa, come with me.
Oh.
What? Where? To the courtyard. I'm gonna reinvestigate the scene of Shoma's murder. Very well. I don't mind, but... What's that? Can we have breakfast first? I'm starving. Food is good, considering that Takumi probably hasn't had solid food in the last 23 days. And thus, Hiroko, Tsubasa, and I went to the courtyard together after having breakfast. This OST is literally just the class prep OST. It's the class trial prep OST. Why did you ask us to come along? I can't go against my own last words now, can I? The part about moving together in groups during the day?
Oh.
But why choose us?
Huh?
No reason in particular. I just felt like it. Felt like it? One of us could very well be X. Then it'll be a 2-on-1 fight. What if X tries to destroy evidence during this investigation?
Huh?
I'm not worried. They would have already done that while I was unconscious, and if it was that important.
Oh.
That is true. Then what are you investigating? One question before I answer that. Nobody had an ally. Nobody had an alibi for 4 a.m. on day 51, right? When Shoma was killed. Yes, we were all sleeping in our rooms. Well, Eva was in Eito's room, actually, but you know what I mean. What about the murder weapon? Or any other clues? So far, we haven't found anything. In that case, the fastest way to identify X is to see who could possibly kill Shoma under those circumstances. The killer likely used a special method to kill Shoma while he was locked in the cage. Figuring out what that method was could break this case wide open. Who could have done that? Was thus the best line of investigation to pursue. How exactly are we going to do that? This place is so big that I have no idea where to even start. We need some sort of clue first. There is a clue. Shoma's body was wet when we first found it, remember? I think finding out why may very well be the key to solving this case. I walked over to the courtyard fountain. There was a valve with a handle on the side, probably for adjusting the amount of water being spouted. I opened it completely and then a frightening amount of water gushed out all at once, making the fountain look like an erupting geyser or opened dam. A giant column of water shot up into the sky and came down again like a downpour of rain. I quickly turned the handle to close the valve. Soon, the water slowed considerably and went back to its normal flow. Whew, that was close. What exactly were you trying to do? I'm glad I was standing over here. I'd be all wet by now if I didn't get any closer. Next, I checked the central drain. It was more like a tunnel than a drain. The water flowed deep into that tunnel. There was a large handle here as well. I turned the handle and a wall came down from the top of the tunnel and completely sealed the drain. After checking it, I returned the handle to its original position. I'm sorry. Is he trying to prove that whether or not you can, literally, drown this area, for lack of a better term? Flood. Are you trying to flood this room? I briefly saw Hiroko and Tsubasa staring at me in confusion as I proceeded to my next destination, the cage where Shoma had been held. We already checked every last inch of that cage. There are no hidden puddles underneath, and the bars are as strong as can be. No scratches on the lock either, and no traces that anything had been tampered with. The hinges on the gate are also untouched. As I was listening to them, my eyes wandered to the top of the cage. Officially, this cage is an animal pen. I think it was supposed to be modeled after a bird cage or something. You see that ring suspended from the top there? Yes, what about it? I didn't answer. Instead, lowering my glance to the bottom of the cage where something caught my eye. This cage isn't secured to the floor. It's just a bottomless cage placed on top of a base. But the cage is impossible to move manually. It literally weighs a ton. How do you know that? There was a blueprint on the of the courtyard on the war room's computer that had some information about it.
Ah.
I see. So if it weighs 1 ton... Hey, that reminds me. Did you know this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research?
Huh?
Biotope? I'll try to keep the explanation as brief as possible. It said that before world death, Earth was full of different kinds of terrain, like arid regions and rainforests. And each of these regions were inhabited by living things unique to that area, including plants, microorganisms, and vertebrates. For research purposes, this place had originally been created as a perfect replica of the ecosystems those creatures had been living in. That's why there are blasts of hot air to simulate a desert environment. It can also withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range. But wouldn't that amount of pressure cause the windows to break?
Oh.
What are you talking about? Those things over there aren't windows. They're all display screens, including the ceiling. Look carefully and you'll see the light flickering every once in a while. There's no way the sky could be visible from here. We're inside the school after all. You might be right. What about the exits on both sides connected to the hallways? Atmospheric pressure can escape from those exits when it gets too high, right?
Oh.
Those places were closed in the beginning, covered by partition walls. Don't you remember? Oh, right. They opened up after Saray released them. In other words, as long as the walls on those exits and drains are down, the courtyard is completely sealed space. A completely sealed space. Are we done here? Shall we return to the gym? Not yet. There's just one more thing. This. A balloon?
Oh.
The one we found during our investigation on day 51. Why do you think it was found so close to the cage? I have no idea. I can hardly imagine it being someone's personal belonging. The more likely possibility is that someone made it using the Gift-O-Matic. Gift-O-Matic? We'll definitely be able to find a clue if we go there. Can we see a log? We made our way to the rec room. Investigating the Gift-O-Matic resulted in a few discoveries.
Oh.
So, in summary, the official name of this is the Sturdy Rubber Balloon. It was made using a very durable material.
Oh.
The description on the box mentioned it doesn't break easily. The balloon has a capacity of 10 liters. It should be quite big when blown up. According to the history logs, it's been crafting a total of 100 times. Who needs that many balloons and for what? Unfortunately, we won't be able to find out who crafted them. That data, and only that data, has been erased. After reviewing our findings, I put the balloon back into my pocket. Tsubasa, is there a tire pump in the parking lot? Yeah, an electric air compressor. Is it portable? Of course it is. It has caster wheels attached to it. Anybody can move it anywhere. What kind of air does it pump? Ask it for a friend. Why do you ask? Sorry, let me gather my thoughts first. I'll explain it all to everyone once I have a clearer picture of how the events unfolded. A clearer picture? And when will that happen? Probably by 7 p.m. tonight. Very specific time. Murder. We returned to the gym together where I immediately started sorting out my thoughts. The day flew by as I did, and soon it was night. The time I had asked everyone to meet me had arrived. It was exactly 7 p.m. when I quietly said to everyone, "Hey guys, can we all move to the courtyard? I have something important to discuss."
What is this important thing we had to come all the way here to discuss?
Well, you see, I turned my gaze upward, then slowly lowered my head.
I figured out who killed Shoma.
Who did it?
Huh?
First, we must answer the how. How did the killer stab Shoma while he was inside a locked cage? Once we can figure that out, the identity of the killer becomes apparent.
Ah.
Because only that person could have done all that under those circumstances. Just cut to the chase and tell us who the killer is already.
All right. I'll tell you.
Will you, though?
The person who killed Shoma. It was. The name of that person is.
The person who killed Shoma is